Hi, and welcome to the Pints and Pipes podcast.
Strap in for some more nonsense.
BOSH.
BOSH.
Hi.
Hi.
You alright?
Yeah, man.
Sound?
You good?
Really good. Really, really good.
I know.
Because today is a day of justice.
Oh, today's the day.
Day of justice.
What is happening today,
So
Brother
today
Harrison?
is the Saturday. Normally we record on a Monday before the Wednesday, because this goes out on a Wednesday if people aren't up to speed on our release schedule just yet. Every 2 weeks on a Wednesday, bi-weekly.
Set it in your calendars on a repeat.
Starting from this week. But today is Saturday. I have a rare Saturday off, as do you.
Yeah.
But we have a Saturday off for a reason.
And what is that reason, Brother Harris?
Because we are going out on the session.
All right.
Alright.
Obviously, we won't be drinking.
Much. As he's about to bend down and grab his pint of the black stuff.
Oh, yes.
It is 11:21 in the morning, and we have not long had a fat full English cooked by Chef Jennings.
Yeah. How was it?
It was lovely. I had a great time. No one really cooks for me that much, if I'm honest with you.
I think it's nice if someone else cooks for you.
It's great, honestly. You could serve me anything if someone else has cooked it.
And drinking Guinness is acceptable at 11 o'clock because you can go to an airport and drink Guinness at 6 o'clock.
And it's the iron. There's a lot of iron, so it's good for us. I'm just getting my iron intake.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it is. But yeah, so if people were listening to the last episode, we're going to a gig tonight. Going to see the Mighty Ocean Colour Scene, Cooler Shaker. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And my personal favourite, Feeder. Not Feeder. Sleeper.
Sleeper.
I saw Feeder. Feeder were actually touring as well.
I know they're all
Another
out
one. Oh, there was another two, I think, but Feeder were touring.
Yeah.
I'm like, here we go, another 90s band coming back.
Yeah, so we're out on the session, so we're literally going to record this and then pack up all our gear and off we trot.
And go and get very drunk.
Yeah, because we're going to get really drunk really quickly because neither of us want to pay £9.50 for a pint at the arena. So
Jesus.
I'm not paying for the Carlin in a plastic pint pot at nearly a tenner a pint.
That actually looks like piss.
No, not happening.
It does look like piss, doesn't it?
It does look like
got
piss.
No head on it. It's disgraceful.
It's disgraceful,
I
and
want a burp.
it's a tenner. Oh, we can't do that. We've discussed this.
I'm not. Sorry, it's gone now. Sorry. God, I've got a bit of gas.
I wish we had the video now. I wish we had the video now. People listen to you like.
I've got full English Guinness indigestion.
No, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. I mean, I'm having to bend really far down to get this Guinness. It's fucking far.
Put it on the table if you like. You just have to explain to the users that occasionally there might be as it drops back onto the table.
Do that, do we?
No,
and I'm really scared about having Guinness on the carpet because today we are not in one of the pubs
we're not.
because obviously it's a Saturday and the pubs are busy.
Yeah.
And if you put us two goons in the corner, we wouldn't get anything done because there'd just be people interrupting us all the time.
We should do that. We should do a Saturday when people come into the pub, put a chair there and say, right, tell us a funny story and we'll interview you. Go.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Win a pint.
So we're actually at number 1 Baronsville because as much as the plumber has many nicknames in my world, one is the Baron. He is the Baron.
You give me some shit, you do.
What do you mean?
You give me some shit.
You're a big grown boy. You've got broad shoulders.
So
I call him and Mobility the Baron and Baroness, who are one of their other monikers that they get. So I'm currently sat in number 1 Baronsville, Baronstown, Baronshire. I think this room is the Baronerarium.
This is the what would you call this now if you were really, really posh? This
The
is
smoking room.
the smoking room. We should get smoking jackets.
Oh, we should.
Yeah.
I'd be bang up for that.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, defo.
And cigars.
Yeah, but can we get like the fake comedy ones? Because I had a cigar at my wedding and it was pretty rank, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it that much. I thought I was gonna, but I didn't. But I was quite drunk.
Yeah, well, yeah, there was that. It was good. Your wedding was good.
Yeah, it was good. I think we should kick off with something because obviously I closed out the last episode.
Oh, you did.
With a question unanswered. It's like when I'm with you, I inherit your ADHD and I just literally fired it off without even thinking about it. But I thought it was quite funny, and I've got more where that came from. But my question was, how happy is Larry?
Well, it would appear you started something. So, got a guy called Pat, a listener.
Pat.
Big up the Pat.
Big up the Pat.
Actually did a voice note to us, but through reasons I can't say, said, "Oh, don't put me on the voice note. Can you read it out?" or you edit it. I said, that's fine. We haven't had time to edit it because he was a bit late to the party.
Yeah.
However, you said on your last thing, and just as we leave, how happy is Larry? So, do you know who Larry is?
No.
Right. So, I'll read this out. I'll try anyway. As the popular tale goes, it is Lawrence Larry Foley, 1847 to 1917, celebrated as the father of Australian boxing.
Okay.
So he was a boxer, well known, and the phrase that you mentioned is commonly used in Australia, New Zealand and the UK. Foley's rise to fame came in the 19th century in boxing, bare knuckle boxing. And he was well known for having the biggest fight ever was 71 rounds, right?
How long are the rounds?
Rounds around, I don't know. Boxing.
They're like 2 minutes, aren't they?
2 minutes, yeah. 71 rounds, only to be intervened by the law enforcement who stopped it. Otherwise, he'd have carried on. Okay? So the phrase, it was during one of these victorious fights that the phrase, happy as Larry, is believed to have been birthed. Reason being is that he had a winning prize of £1,000 for winning a fight. And the phrase then came about as happy as Larry because he'd won £1,000.
I mean...
And he only had one defeat in 21 professional fights, one defeat.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. A, who knows that shit? Or has he Googled it?
No, he knew it.
Who the fuck knows that?
I know. I mean, there's a lot of shit I know that's worthless to most, man or beast.
Oh, I'm aware, but that is like right out the top tier.
Yeah.
I'm going to test them at the end of the show this week, I am.
Oh, yeah.
I've got another one.
Well, so that's as happy as Larry. So Larry was a boxer, and he was happy because he'd won £1,000, which back in the day in 1917, what would that be now? 20 grand, 100 grand or something? I don't know. What's inflation on that?
I've bloody no idea. It's
We need an
Saturday
accountant.
morning. We need Skipper Webb here.
Yeah,
come on, Webby.
We need you to tell us what £1,000 would be now in...
Yeah, that's got to be what Skipper Webb does for us this week. 100%.
Yeah, get on it, Skipper.
I do have something as well to discuss before we carry on with the nonsense.
Oh dear.
Because we didn't actually discuss this pre-prep.
Oh.
So we do prep now, don't we? We do show notes and we do prep.
We're getting a bit pro at this.
We are getting a little bit serious, aren't we? And you'll get what I'm going to say anyway, because that actually tags onto the fact that we were in a recording studio this week.
Oh, we were.
Because the next episode that we record is going to be with video.
It is.
Because we have our first guest on.
Yep.
And so we went to a recording studio this week because we wanted to learn about video, and they very kindly said that we can use their studio.
Yeah.
And they'll film it and teach us how to edit it and stuff like that. So going forward, we should be able to do a bit more video. But do you want to tell our lovely audience who we've got coming on?
So we've got a guy called Stuart coming on from Tough Enough to Care, which is a mental health charity. Big charity. Stuart is the main man behind it. And he was going to come on the show anyway to do a conversation with us, and he's kindly offered to come to the studio to do it as a video. So it'll be our very first video with a professional recording studio, and big thanks to Craig, and we'll mention the studio on the day.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. So I am very excited about that. I'm much looking forward to it.
We are going to see how badly we can fuck up our first interview. Because not like we like a challenge or anything. Obviously, everything that we do is quite tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. We just fuck around.
Yeah.
So let's do our first interview about a very serious subject.
But you know what, right? You could go into mental health with two eyes, can't you? Two sets of eyes. You can go in with, it's a very serious conversation. But it's also a point as to where this podcast is based, is pub chat, boys, men.
Yeah.
You know, we're out there every day, aren't we? Struggling on, and probably some days feeling proper crap about life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know what? It'll be good to talk to Stuart, because there's probably lads out there, or even women, particularly lads out there who might be in a real dark hole, don't know what to do, don't know where to turn. And you know what? If it helps one person, and the video's either funny or informative or anything in between, winner for me. Because if it helps one person, then it was a success.
Yeah, well, like you say, and from if you look at how this has come to pass and our relationship together, I think there's, in a strange way, helping each other out with mental health because we both have stressful jobs and lives. And the voice note thing that we embarked on was just an outlet when you're having a bad day or a crap time, where it would normally get bottled up. And I just scream down a voice note at you. And I just find it so different to a phone call. Because if it's a phone call, you've got to hold the phone to your ear. You've got to sit there while someone's ranting down the phone. You're going, yeah. Whereas with the voice note, you can just play it at your own leisure, normally when I'm in the motor. And then you can think about a concise answer, give an answer. And normally me and you just sort of calm each other down or wind each other up 9 times out of 10. But it'll be quite interesting because I definitely want to go into it. I think there's a lot to learn. I'm an employer of staff. There's a lot more mental health issues out there coming into the workplace. And I deal with things how I deal with things, which is always by just having a laugh. So it'll be quite interesting to sit down with someone who's very knowledgeable about this.
And for the record, neither myself or Harris over there are experts in anything, way, shape or form to do with mental health. I've dealt with people in the past in my foreman job who've suffered with mental health issues. I've seen breakdowns of marriages and stuff like that, and it'll put people into a pit of despair in a heartbeat. How you pull them out of that and how you have that conversation, that's what it'll be about. So when we get it running, it'll be linked on the socials, and it would be really nice if people could watch it, and if nothing else, to support Stuart because he's been kind enough to come on and take the time out
100%
to back it. So
100%.
Cool, mate. Cool.
So sorry to just drop that with him, but we didn't actually discuss it. But just before we move on from there, obviously we've had a massive amount of voice notes and questions and emails. It's honestly, it's wicked. It's ace. It makes me laugh so much. Brilliant. Some of the stuff we've got coming through now.
It's gone wild on it this time.
It's gone mad. But because of that, obviously we're going to be interviewing Stuart, and so the questions coming in next week. We're going to be talking to him about men's mental health. Get your questions in, for him, not just for us.
Yeah, ignore us. We're just hosting this. But
it's going to be all about him.
And also, if you don't want to, we won't obviously read it. If you've got a serious question, if you don't want us to read it out on the pod,
we can just hand it over.
We'll hand it over to Stuart. If you don't want to send it to Stuart direct, send it to us. And obviously, Stuart, I'm sure, will give out an email address or how to contact him and so forth. So it's a big thing, and I'm really proud of it.
I'm really glad and gassed that we're going to do it, and I really want people to get some questions in if they want to, because otherwise it's just going to be us two numbskulls just like looking at him going, "You're right." How you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
And people will get to see how beautiful looking we are.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they're going to see the faces for radio.
Faces for radio.
I've got a face like a bulldog licking piss off a nettle.
You could turn milk sour.
You've got a face like a melted welly.
Well, moving on, as you're going to sit here abusing each other, shall we do some questions?
I think we should.
Hold on, we've had a voice note first.
I think we should do. I think we should do a voice note because it's going to lead into other things. I just need to find it. Who is it off? I've created a button for this, but I need to play the full one first. But who was it off?
So this was off of a listener called Richard Shaw. Bing, if anyone listens to know him.
Bing.
And if you want to play the note,
I can play it now.
And I'll discuss it.
I have just found it, so I am going to play it. If this is the right one, I hope it's the right one. Do you know what I mean?
Ta-da!
A few technical issues.
On. Voice note for the podcast. 1 word and 1 word only. Bat milk. Ta-da!
So, bat milk.
Bat milk.
Do you want to take that one? I'm going to let you take that one because do you know Richard Shaw?
I know Richard Shaw, and it's thank you for your voice note, Richard. Bat milk. So
what did you say?
Bat milk.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. What is it?
Bat milk.
That's the one.
Okay.
Bat milk. We got you now, Richard.
Yeah.
Bat milk.
we are such a pair of twats.
Oh, this is going to go on and on and on. So, anyway, we don't want to get digressed. I need you to answer.
I'll answer the bat milk. So, Richard, who I've known for a long, long time, 20 plus years, used to come out with us working together, and we obviously would be in customers' properties a lot. And fair play, good customers, they'd always give you a cup of tea or something else. And Richard all of a sudden said he developed tummy problems, needed the toilet, delicate bottoms, you know.
Yeah.
And then went to see his mother, who obviously hadn't told him this information, that he was dairy intolerant. So shouldn't be drinking milk.
Okay.
So for the last 40 plus years, I'd been drinking milk and wondered why all of a sudden he was getting really bad stomach issues.
But he hadn't been ill for the whole time, no?
On and off, really, but he couldn't figure out what it was because obviously he wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And then the funny story about this is that every time we went to a customer's house, he'd either take his own little flask because he didn't want to drink their cups of tea or coffee, or I suddenly named his milk, because he'd have the special milk, oat milk, I think it was. You know, the oat milk.
Yeah.
Not that I'm taking the piss out of his intolerance, but...
I mean, you are.
yeah.
Because this is what we do. We take the piss.
Yeah, I am taking the piss. So because he used to come with his little oat milk, and the customer would say, bat milk. And then he said, we was in this customer's house, and she said, do you want a cup of tea, lads, or a coffee? I said, I'll have a coffee, please. And Richard went, no, it's all right, I've got my own flask. And I said, I'm sorry, he can't drink your coffee because he's allergic to cow's milk. So he has to have a special formula of bat milk.
Right. It's now starting to make sense.
Right. At this point, he starts laughing. The woman's in hysterics. But fair play, because we went back the following day, the woman had brought the oat milk, but had scribbled out oat and put bat on it with a symbol of a bat.
What an icon. What an icon.
So for every day now, Richard's special milk will be known as bat milk.
I'm into this, like, so, and I, you know,
I used to say that he used to milk bats.
So Richard Shaw from now on is not going to get a horn.
No,
like everybody else gets the horn.
Yeah.
Richard Shaw gets the
Bat milk.
And you know, all you people out there who might get a little bit jealous, we know who you are. That you just get the horn and not the
Bat milk.
Yeah.
You are going to have to come up with something equally as funny. That when the plumber sent me that the other day with zero explanation until now, I was like, have I got an answer question about bat milk? Like, I've got no idea. Like,
I mean, bat milk's a thing, isn't it?
I've got no idea. So
thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
Bat milk.
And for having a day you are now on our mixer.
Yeah, bat milk. BOSH. I don't even know where to go from there. Oh, actually, I do know where to go from there. Because we had an email this week.
Oh.
Discussing something that we discussed. Because this is definitely turned into Q&A at this point.
Well, we're asking for it, so
we're asking for it, so we've got to do it. So obviously, we were discussing the Eminem.
Oh yeah.
Remember the question?
Yeah.
Eminem.
Gary Stanley.
Yeah, Gary Stanley had asked the question about Eminem not knowing which Spice Girl he wanted to impregnate.
I did.
And which Spice Girl did you want to impregnate in your prime?
Ginger Spice.
And you went for Ginger Spice.
I did.
So Gary Stanley sent us an email.
Ah, again. Well done.
Again. Hi both. Great episode again. My answer to this question would be split into two.
Oh.
If it was given her the best 90 seconds of her life, I'd go with Ginger. She oozes filth out of every pore and orifice.
Wow.
Bat milk.
If it was someone to take home to your parents, it would have to be Baby Spice. Sweet and innocent on the surface. Definitely got a room with a curtain, though.
A room with a curtain?
I've got no idea.
Mind you, to be fair...
Kind regards, Gary Stanley. Gary Stanley.
Well, I have two questions. The curtain.
I've got the... Yeah, I didn't know if that was, again, something that you might know about that.
No, I didn't know the curtain.
Okay.
Oh, of course we know about the curtain, you fool.
Do we?
Yes, the curtain. Holly, don't go behind the curtain.
Don't go behind the curtain.
Yes, of course we know about the curtain.
Yes.
It's early morning. The 90 seconds.
I know. I reread it. I get it. I reread it. No, he's gonna give it. I mean, he lasts 90 seconds.
Is that including taking your clothes off and a cigar after.
And a pint at the pub first.
Yeah. I mean, 90 seconds, that's a long time.
That's a mission. Man's got stamina.
He's got stamina, hasn't he?
There's got to be something. He's got to be taking the little blue pepper pill.
Yeah, I think he's got the little blue pills.
Yeah.
You know, if you take one of those and it gets stuck in your throat, you get a stiff neck.
Why would you do that when I'm having a big gulp of Guinness? Oh, dad jokes. Dad jokes.
the
The plumber with the dad jokes.
Coming in hot.
Oh, do you know what I mean? Why did the girl fall off the swing?
Go on.
She had no arms.
What do you call an Indian tightrope walker?
Go on.
Balancing.
What bees make milk?
Go on.
Boobies.
Can we get on with this bloody podcast? Because people are turning off now, left, right, centre.
Oh, yeah. Saturday mornings, I'm not sure of the recording daylight. I'm just not sure it is.
We're going wild.
11:20 Guinness is kicking in. Yes. Let's go.
We've got to talk about a few things. We've got another voice note if you want to do that one.
I can do that one.
That, I don't know about this and you do.
Yeah, I know this one, and you don't.
No.
So, bear with a second. I'm going to get it up now and play it. Okay. This is from Stuart Burton. Who is my other brother-in-law, Side-Eye's brother.
Right.
And he sent us a lovely voice note. Now, I know what it says because I just played it because I was intrigued.
Yeah.
And you don't.
Okay.
So I'm going to play it.
Thank you,
Then
Steve.
there might be a little ticking clock. Give you a second to think about it. Mm-hmm. I think it's a big question.
Is it?
It's a big question.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Right, so...
BOSH! Long time listener, first time caller. I hear you've talked a lot about your ultimate man pad, but what would be your ultimate boys trip?
I mean, I've got a couple of questions as well, to be fair. Caller.
Ultimate boys trip.
Ultimate boys trip. It's a good question. That is a very good question, Stuart Burton.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Vegas. Now, I wouldn't want to go on holiday to Vegas, right? I'm not even a gambling man, as you're fully aware. I know nothing about gambling. However...
I was told to take him to a casino this afternoon.
I'm good. Okay, yeah. Vegas got to be. You can sell your soul to the devil in Vegas. I mean, it's the ultimate boys trip. Well, we've all seen The Hangover. I reckon that's how that'd end up, to be fair.
Yeah, Vegas has just never done it for me, to be fair.
Is it not?
I don't know why.
I reckon Vegas would be mine. Not cars, gambling, money, casinos, beer, carnage. Yeah, Vegas. And everyone I know has been to Vegas has said, what a place. But you got to be careful. You could lose your house, could you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I probably would because I'm crap at gambling, but yeah.
Right, but you've never really done it, so you wouldn't know, would you?
I've dabbled in tiny little bits here and there, but yeah, Vegas, I'd say that would be my ultimate boys trip. Vegas.
Oh, is it?
That's where. Yeah, I think.
See, I think like mine's something like Miami. I've always liked the idea of Miami.
Do you know what?
Because it's like got that cool kind of Cuban crossover. I just think Miami's cool. If I had to say, like, I want just go there and get blazed up in Miami, like get a soft top, like old Cuban. What's the Cadillac type cars they used to have?
Convertibles.
One of them, roll around in one of them around Miami like an absolute G, and just get smashed up.
Two things. Interestingly, we both said over in America was where the ultimate would be.
Yeah, and America doesn't normally do it for me. To be fair, like I'd probably go the other way normally, like because I really want to go to Japan.
Yeah,
like Japan's like a big one for me. I'm actually going to Thailand this year.
Oh right.
Yeah, ironically, Bangkok with everything that's going on at the moment is a little bit concerning.
Yeah, I love you a long time, brother. How is?
I'm not going to do it. Because we will get shut down. I almost went into Team America because obviously you can quote Back to the Future, back to front. I can do Team America. Team America is one of the greatest masterpieces ever made. And
is it suitable for the podcast, though?
Is it suitable for the podcast? Go.
Miami. I've been to Miami.
Have you?
It was fucking shite.
Oh.
Don't want to burst your bubble.
Right.
Went down.
Is it a bit of a dump?
Yeah. Well, So the front, that you see in all the movies and the pictures and everything like that's like, what do they call it? The beach on the front. I forget the name of the beach. That's lovely. However, the vision versus reality is very different.
Is it a dump?
And it's quite a dump, yeah.
Okay.
But I've you watch, you get YouTube shorts and clips, things come up on Instagram and stuff like that. Interestingly, there's a lot about Seattle. That's like almost in ruins now, Seattle. That used to be like one of the best places, yeah. They reckon it's a real coming down, America is. But
I've been to New York. New York's cool.
Yeah, I want to go to New York. Not been to New York.
It's cool. I'm not sure it's a lads trip thing.
No.
It's dead expensive to get drunk for a start.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that's a lads trip.
I think Brother Mottram went Christmas of this year and came back very poor.
Yeah, as you do, like from these things.
Yeah, but that's good. Very good question, Stuart.
Yeah, very good question, and I think it might be one we revisit as well, because people can certainly chip on that, because we had a lot of people chipping on the ban house. I think lads trip, because different people are up for different things, aren't they? At the end of the day, I mean, I think we should just probably go to Grimsby or Hull. What about Hull? What are your thoughts? Should we go to Hull?
Hull, yeah, that sounds good.
Although as well, like quick interruption, like we're saying, we've done these big ultimate man trips like Vegas, Miami, whatever. I actually think our cities in a day are quite the ultimate man trips. Dublin in a day was pretty much up there as being an ultimate man trip.
Yeah.
Devonshire in a day. What a day out that was.
There's a big thing about that now, isn't there? There's something, didn't Mobility send us a link to some woman who's doing it, and she's saying, I'll go out all day, get up early, and I'm back in bed for 11 o'clock.
And obviously I think we're toying with Edinburgh in a day next time. And you've got to admit, they're a fantastic man trip.
Well, how expensive are hotels now?
Yeah.
You
just don't pay for the hotel. Just fly in early doors, get battered, go home.
Yeah, and do a little sightsee, 2 different pubs.
Buzzing. That's all we did. Well, we did more than that in Dublin, didn't we? So, yeah, that's a good question. If people want to also send stuff in for that, we can discuss that, because that's a great question. Thank you, Stuart.
Big up the stew.
Yeah, we've got goods.
Yeah, man, I thought we were going to be shot then. Yeah. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, we've got good enough, and I've been busy.
How do we got? Do you want to talk about this? We got an agony aunt question, haven't we? Are we going to do?
Do you want me to do that one first?
Yeah, if you want.
I suppose we probably should, because obviously when we did our pilot, we were in talk. Well, I say in talks. We'd had the idea of getting an agony aunt on.
Yeah.
But that's kind of not happened as of yet.
All right.
But in anticipation of that, we had someone send in an agony aunt thing for us to discuss with the agony aunt, and obviously we're like, is this like episode 6 we're recording?
Yeah.
So I think it's only fair we play this. I think it's only fair when we're just going to have to deal with this.
Do we play it or do we wait for the agony aunt?
No, I think we do it.
Okay.
Because he's waited 6 weeks.
Oh, bless him.
And I think he hasn't said anything, and we've gone through so many other things. I think it would be rude not to. So I'll read it.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, I've got a little surprise as well. Oh. I have got a little surprise.
You're full of them today.
Oh, honestly.
We've nearly shot me. That was a bit of a surprise. You pat that in on 46.
Anyway, I'm going to read this out. Have I got to do it in like a really sullen voice?
Do it as what was the radio show?
It was Radio 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like Radio 2 back in the day.
Basically, I came home and I found my husband in bed with the cleaner,
with the plumber,
and then basically he died.
He was the plumber was showing him where to put his big wrench in his toolbox,
and then the dog died. The music is on. Hey up. Oh,
is that a bit loud? Should we go with that?
Is this like agony aunt or porno?
Combination of the two.
I don't know if I can take this seriously, but go on. I'll try not to laugh.
Well, I'm going to have to read it out.
Go.
So, hi guys. I recently listened to your pilot and first episode and thought it was great. You mentioned that you were going to run an agony aunt section in the future episodes, and if you do, I have a dilemma that you may be able to help me to discuss. Basically, I'm happily married to a beautiful wife and have been for the last 18 years. Andy was actually the usher at my wedding.
True.
You know who this is?
I think I do.
However, whilst moving house a few years ago, whilst unpacking, my wife came across some modelling photos of an ex-girlfriend of mine from a very, very long time. Stop it. My wife wasn't particularly happy that I'd kept them and liked to remind me and my friends about it on a regular basis. To make matters worse, she recently gave one of the photos to a close friend of mine who now regularly sends me selfies in different locations with said pub. My question is, who is in the right here? Am I doing anything wrong by keeping the old photos of a past life? And secondly, how can I get my old photo back? That's from Lyndon.
Lyndon Mocho. Do you want to see the photo?
Have you got it?
Yeah.
Are you that guy?
Yeah. It's upstairs in my office.
I'm having a look at that in a bit.
Oh, Mochum, you bloody clown.
Oh, that is hilarious. Well,
so, let's
should I be
debrief the
answering
question.
this as I'm the neutral? Because you're semi-involved in the situation.
So let's just give an update in case they were too busy giggling at the music and thinking dark thoughts or something.
Bat milk.
Lyndon's basically kept pictures of his ex in his box under the bed, and occasionally, gets them out to rekindle old times in his mind. Is this acceptable?
How racy are these photos?
I haven't seen. Well, the one upstairs isn't racy. It's one of those professional modelling shoots,
Okay.
where they've got the soft mood lighting and.
Right. Give me a sec.
Bat milk.
So, if I was to put myself in Lyndon's shoes and side-eye was to find racy, not racy, modelling, not modelling, whatever it is, because I don't know the contents of these photos. You might just have the clean version.
I haven't turned it over to see what's at the back.
Probably a lot of stains.
Visions of Lyndon masturbating in my head now.
You are welcome. I don't know who Lyndon is. I can push this boat right out. I think Side-Eye would fucking murder me. I'm not sure, man. And the fact he's clinging on to getting that photo back, I'd just be like, burn the thing. Do you know what I mean?
The photo's been to countries. We took it on holiday with us. It's been in Barcelona. I actually took it to a restaurant and filmed ordering food for the said photo.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it's done a tour.
Yeah, definitely.
And just for the record, Mr. Mottram, you are never getting it back.
I can't help you with that. He's a big guy. He's bigger than me, and I won't do it. No, I won't.
Shall we put this to a vote to the people? So
I think this is public vote time.
Yeah.
I can do a poll on it if need be,
Yeah.
or we can just get people to comment on the post this week.
the poll is going to be 2 questions. Should Lyndon take all the photos and burn them in the garden?
Or should Lyndon be allowed to keep them
And Louise needs to get a grip.
as his wank bank?
Yeah. Vintage wank bank.
And Louise get a grip. I don't think you should keep them.
No. Okay.
And I don't know if that makes me sound boring, but I just put myself in my if it was side-eye kick the crap out of me. Why are you keeping pictures of your ex-missus lying around? Am I not good enough? I can just see it.
It's the one by the side of his bed that gets me. He's got a double frame picture.
Yeah.
Picture frames has got 2 frames in.
Yeah.
And one's got his ex in and one's got Louise in.
That's cool, isn't it?
It's almost like,
We're having a threesome here.
yeah, it's like, I can't really decide, but,
I can't see why Louise needs to get a grip at all.
No, I know me, no. I think it's a very question.
Well, Lyndon, thank you very much for the agony aunt and the agony aunt question, and I hope that we've helped. And I think that if anyone else wants to send in some agony aunt stuff, or if they want to send in pictures of their ex-missuses for Andy to keep, I mean, because
We could do a collage.
that could be a fight for mobility, couldn't it? When you've got pictures of everybody else's ex-missuses.
Yeah, I was like, they're not mine. I don't know these people.
I don't know these people, but
I've had relationships with them.
Yeah, technically an innocent man.
So if Lyndon is getting divorced next week, it was nothing to do with us or this podcast, a disclaimer.
Yeah, we cannot take full responsibility for any divorce.
We will put a vote out on the socials next week.
I think there should be a third option on there as well, though.
Oh, okay.
The third option should be
Bat milk.
Yeah.
or bat milk.
Should he drink bat milk?
Should he just drink bat milk?
Should he be made to drink bat milk for having photos of his ex under the bed?
Bingo.
Right.
So we've done our first agony aunt bit, and I think we did well.
I was very impressed that I was quiet. And
Did you like my agony aunt music?
It caught me off guard, if I'm honest.
You weren't listening to me at all, were you?
I actually fell in slot when I can imagine myself sort of lying in a room,
It's quite relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll turn it down a little bit. Should we just like play this the whole way through?
You gotta.
Welcome to the Pints and Pipes podcast.
If you're listening to this in the car, you'll probably throw yourself into the hedge. My God. Stop that.
Neatai.
Did we want to talk about... I've got a really funny story. How are we for time?
We're about normally where we stop, so we could do this one.
Shall we?
You got anything else to cover?
Skip a web. We'd want to skip a web.
I think we do skip a web next time.
Skip a web next time. I'm going to read this story out because someone took the time to send me this story, and it's a bit big.
And you've typed it up, which is why I feel like we should do this.
I've typed things.
Do you know what I mean?
So I've got to read this out.
I'd love to watch you type it. Yeah. I can just see like...
I only use one finger.
I bet you
I'm not
do.
one of these multi-fingered typers.
I do, yeah.
It's like watching an ape trying to open the box to get the banana out at the zoo. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I'm going to read this out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You don't know about this, do you?
No.
So this was from a guy called, a listener called Steve Williams.
Steve Williams? Oh, no.
What was that? That's better. Sorry, Steve.
I messed up your air horn.
Messed up the first air horn.
Oh, dear.
So, Steve Williams kindly wrote into me and he said, I've got a story for you. I don't know whether you'll think it's funny or not, but I'm going to send it you anyway. And then if you think it's funny, drop it on.
I'm guessing by the smile on your face, you think this is funny.
It made me giggle. I'm not saying it is funny, but it made me giggle. This is our podcast, so I'm going to read it anyway.
Okay.
So, to put it in context, it's about his father-in-law and a story that happened years ago.
Okay.
So, I'll read out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
My father-in-law worked for a wealthy guy who owned a holiday house in Barmouth, Wales, called the Clock House. Okay. Every year, my wife and her mum and dad would be given the house for a week in October to use for their holidays as a well-earned break. As neither of them drove, I would take them down on a Saturday and return on the following Thursday and spend a few days with them, but always take my rods for a spot of sea fishing. So to put this in context, Steve Williams is an awesome fisherman, or fisher them, if you're Sam Smith.
Fisher them.
The wall of the garden was the sea wall, so we could sit comfortably and fish into the estuary. On this particular Saturday night, I had set up my rods overnight and would be up early Sunday morning to see if I had caught anything. On the Sunday morning, I reeled in the line and had caught a little fish. I didn't know what it was, but as I went to pick it up, it spiked me in the finger. The pain was incredible and I started to panic. I got back and rang my dad, who said it was probably a weaver fish and I should get myself to the doctors ASAP. I wrapped my hand in a towel and drove down to Barmouth to find the doctors. Because it was late autumn and Sunday morning and out of season, the town was completely dead. I found the doctor's surgery, but other than a car outside, it was deserted. There was an emergency number on the door to call, and if no one was available, but with no mobile phone signal and an increasingly painful arm, right the way up to my neck now, I was getting more and more concerned. I noticed a lady come out the house opposite to the doctor's, so I walked across to her and asked if she could help me. She very kindly invited me in and I explained the problem, that I'd been stung by a weaver fish. She rang the emergency number for me and left her phone number for the house to wait for the doctor to call back. The pain was now intensifying and my whole arm, neck and shoulder was sore. As the pain was intensifying, she decided to call her friend Bill, and Bill worked on the lifeboat locally. He was sure to know what to do.
Bill for the win.
Bill for the win. Sure enough, Bill answered and listened to her side of the conversation. She explained she had a young lad, I was in my mid-20s at the time, in her front room who had been stung by a weaver fish. After lots of back and forth and, yes, oh yes, okay Bill, yep, okay, I'll do that. The advice was given and the phone was put down.
Bat milk.
Twat. She instantly turned around and looked me square in the eyes and said, right, take off your socks and shoes. I'm going to put your feet in hot water. I kind of hesitated momentarily, but the pain was so intense now I wasn't going to argue with her or Bill, the lifeboat man. So while I was taking my shoes and socks off and rolling up my trouser legs, the lady fetched a warm bowl of hot water and I sat in her front room with both feet submerged in the water. Sadly, it didn't seem to have any effect and the throbbing pain continued and worsened all the way up to my arms, shoulders and across the back of my neck. Suddenly, she spotted the doctor coming out of the surgery and getting into his car. She ran across the road. Doctor! Doctor! The doctor followed her into the house, into the front room, to find me, sat with my arm wrapped in a towel and my feet in a bowl of boiling hot water. He looked me up and down a few times, and then training kicked in. He first inquired as to where the sting was, which I said was in my hand. He then looked at me. He then looked down at my feet in hot water and asked why I was sitting there with my feet in hot water because the sting was on my hand. I looked him dead in the eyes and said, because Bill, the lifeboat man, had said to do it. He said, it's your bloody hand that's been stung, not your feet. Apparently, when the lady was explaining to Bill on the phone what had happened, she failed to mention I'd been stung in my hand and not my feet. Bill assumed I'd trodden on the weaver fish, which is where most people get stung. So Bill had told her to put my feet in warm water to take the sting out. The doctor quickly removed my feet, told me to put my hands in the bowl, and the pain instantly subsided.
Oh, my life. So Bill not for the win then.
So Bill, although
to be fair, Bill was misinformed.
But can you imagine the doctor walking in and he's going,
Oh, my life.
sorry, he's been stung by a weaverfish. Oh dear. Why is your hand wrapped in a towel? Because I've been stung by the weaverfish. Oh, okay. Why is your feet in the hot water?
My life. My life. You just jabbed that pen onto the table.
Sorry, mate, didn't mean to. But cheers, Steve. That is a superb little story. I like that. Big old for the Steve.
Big up for the Steve.
Yeah, man. That was good.
Jesus. So, yeah, I mean, very quickly, you know what, let's get Skipper Webb in because it's one that the listeners can answer. But I'm going to do it very quick. So, Skipper Webb.
And a back milk.
He gets a bad look because he's icon, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
Just said, obviously it was Mobility's birthday in the last week.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know what gifts you got her so the listeners can review the gifts you got her and decide basically if you're a bell or not. Now, I know the answer to this. And I guess Webby probably does as well. He's just ditching. Oh, Webby doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
no.
okay.
No.
What did you get Mobility?
Fuck all.
I knew it.
No, that's not right. I didn't get her a present per se, Skipper Webb. But what we do is we don't really buy each other presents. We tend to do experiences. So we went away for the weekend.
What do you get the Baroness that has everything because she has you?
Well, you've just answered the only.
Do you know what I mean?
We've just answered Webby's question in one fell swoop.
Yeah, no, I'm sure the listeners are going to agree. Or one on. Even that makes a noise.
Yeah, it tells me off about the pen, but then starts playing with a bloody memory card.
Micro SD holder thing. Yeah.
Shouldn't that be in there to be recording this?
No, you put the little mini bit in.
Thank God for that. I was
No, do you know what I mean? I've got it. I've got this.
We got this.
What do you get the Baroness that has everything when she's got the Baron for company?
Mate, you don't need nothing else in your life, do you?
Nothing at all.
Baron doing Baron things.
Baron doing Baron things.
And on that, should we go and get pissed?
I think we need to go and get pissed, guys and gals, if you're listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Obviously, get your questions in. Next one's an important one because it's tough enough to care. We don't mention them enough. Thank you to the band, the Masses, for letting us use their music.
Wicked, as always,
really,
boys. Thank
really
you.
cool. And I'll try and tag you in the post because that'd be helpful.
So bad at that.
I'm crap at like that, but I'm trying. Trying.
You're getting there. But no, thank you, and keep the questions coming. We have got one. I will just mention it quickly.
Is this the one that I've got to edit?
No, so we've got that one off Pat, which is a wicked story. We've also got one from Brian. I'm not going to say his surname, about a spatula.
Oh yeah,
and we're still deciding.
If we can, because it's a bit grim. We want to, but we are probably going to have to run that past the wags,
the editors,
to see if it's too much or if we think we can get away with it.
It's just on the edge.
But we do also have another one that needs editing. I'm not even going to say anything about it. It's a big long one. It's like 7 minutes long. It needs editing, but it's an amazing story. But it needs a hell of a lot of editing because any names need removing and stuff like that. So if I get time in the next 2 weeks, I don't think it'll go out on the next one because I don't think there'll be questions like this as such,
No.
because it's all going to be things for my man Stuart from Tough Enough to Care. But yeah,
I will just say, just on that, if you have sent us a question in, please don't be offended if we don't read it out straight away. We've got an absolute catalogue.
We've been swamped.
It's brilliant.
It's ace. Keep
So
it coming.
you.
Keep it coming. Like I say, we've done Lyndon's today, and that's 6 weeks old.
Yeah.
So we will do it. Promise.
Yeah.
And also Pat.
Yeah.
Pat. You know, you throw me under a bus there earlier on. Oh, I've got a question.
Okay.
How keen is mustard? There you go. I'm going to leave that there.
Let's go and get drunk.
Bash.
Bash.
Bash. Bye.